What's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Siezaboo, and it's time for more Siezaboo's Manga Talk. We have been going over the Pokémon Adventures manga series, and today we're going to be taking a look at chapters 23 through 27. If you want to get caught up with us, make sure that you check out the previous episodes. There's a playlist created on the channel, and I'll also leave a link in the description below to the first episode. So let's go ahead and get started with the review and see how Red is doing. Adventure 23. Make way for Magmar. In Viridian City, two young trainers try to get a peek at a closed gym. The gym leader is Giovanni, and he is said to have been missing for quite some time. But near Diglett Cave, another adventure has just come to an end. Red comes through the exit after searching for fossils with a mysterious man. Red is cheerful and excited, and the man chuckles and is enthused by his excitement. "I'm sorry for taking you away so far from your quest like this," the man apologizes. Red laughs. "Hey, it's no problem. I told you I wanted you to come along. I mean, searching for Pokemon fossils? It doesn't get much better than that." Red and the man pull out some rocks that they were able to find and begin to make their way towards the Pewter City Museum to see if they've found something valuable. As the two walk, Red asks the man if they've met before and that he seems very familiar. But the man is confused and doesn't know what Red's talking about. He's just a lowly researcher and can only dream of being as great of a trainer as Red is. "Even gym leaders tremble in fear of me," Red cheers. A stern glare appears on the man's face, hiding his expression from Red. Red continues to explain his journey to the man along the way. All the adventures he had had, the gym leaders he had met, challenged, and won against. He even stopped Team Rocket many times. As they were walking, the man wiped sweat from his forehead. "Ahem, warm, don't you think?" he asks Red. Red notices that even Pikachu's worn out from the heat. They both suddenly realize that the heat is from the sun. No, it's the Museum of Science. It was up in flames and surrounded by two Magmar. "Look out, mister." Red pushes the man behind him and gets ready for battle with the two Magmar. He sends out Snorlax since it regains health over time. Red pushes the man further away from danger and sends out another Pokemon, Sandshrew, a ground-type Pokemon. The man begins to think to himself as he watches Red attack the Magmar. What he lacks in knowledge he makes up for in integrity. Perhaps that inventiveness is what's won him such unlikely victories. As Red continues to battle, he notices that the sand is only annoying the Magmar and that it's not damaging them. That's when he commands Sandshrew to run around and create a tornado of sand, a sandstorm, around them. They can become completely encased in sand, and Red saves the day once more. That's when the man pulls out a Pokeball out of his coat. I better take care of this now. But suddenly the man stops as he calls Sandshrew back to his ball. But what about the final blow? Red laughs. "I can't attack a defenseless opponent." The man laughs to himself, and once they reach town, they decide that it's time to part ways. The man gives him a fossil as a parting gift. Red thanks the man, and the two part ways, but the man doesn't leave. He turns around to see the Magmars have not been stopped, which he knew all along. He sends out his Cloyster to freeze the Magmar in place, ending them once and for all. As he recalls his Cloyster, he swipes away his coat, revealing the R logo for Team Rocket. Imagine thinking that little boy was a threat to Team Rocket. Adventure 24. What a Dragonite. In a nearby lake, Red together with Poliwrath and Krabby are searching underwater using a device called the Item Finder. But what is it exactly they're looking for? Earlier, Red had a conversation with Professor Oak about hidden machines, which allows Pokemon to learn hidden moves like Cut, Fly, Surf, Strength, and so on. Oak explains to Red that he will need the moves for each member of his team if he wants to continue on his Pokemon journey, especially if he's going to get to Seafoam Island. And because Blue has somehow already managed to find the move that he needs, so Red and his team are currently looking for the move Surf. While swimming through the lake, a group of Pokemon rush past them, and that is because a large Dragonite is nearby. It throws Red off guard and flicks its tail and shoots Red and the others out of the lake. Red lands onto a hard rock and curses to himself. How is he supposed to get the item he needs if that pesky Dragonite is around? "Pikachu, I know you're not the greatest at water combat, but all you have to do is pester him for a while." Reluctantly, Pikachu enters the lake and begins zapping Dragonite with his electric moves. And it does just that, pesters him. Dragonite has had enough and charges at Pikachu, and Red uses Ivysaur to pull Pikachu out of the lake, and the group is met with a huge and towering Dragonite above them. Red sends out Snorlax as he rams Dragonite right in the gut. They both are so heavy that they begin to crack the boulder that's underneath Red, and their fighting, sure enough, breaks the rock and everyone falls into the lake, even the item that they were looking for to help them learn surf. Red rushes in after it, and before he can catch it, Dragonite blasts at Red with a hyper beam. This causes the rock to fall on top of Red's leg, trapping him. He struggles to break free and begins to lose consciousness. Right before passing out, he swears that he sees a mermaid in the distance, and that's when that very mermaid that Red sees charges in on a Gyarados and wraps around Dragonite. The mermaid carries Red to surface, but once he reaches the top, he realizes he's floating on Starmie? Wait, it's... Gyarados and Dragonite blast each other with powerful moves, and the last one standing becomes Gyarados. Out of the water, Misty finally reveals herself to be the mermaid, and in her hand she's holding the item that Red has been fighting for this entire time, but the item is completely useless and broken. If you wanted to cross the sea, you should have just come to Misty, the water Pokemon expert. Adventure 25, Articuno. Flying over an island, the legendary bird Articuno looks down at the evil Team Rocket. It lands on top of the islands and begins freezing everything around it. Meanwhile, Red is struggling to ride on Gyarados, and Misty is coaching him the whole way through as she follows along on her Starmie. That's it! Just keep your weight forward, she cheers. After a while, they reach the island, and Misty decides that it's a good idea to let Red borrow the Gyarados, and that he's been completely rehabilitated since the Team Rocket incident. In exchange, she's taking Krabby, and she quickly waves off to him and rushes back away from the island. Oh well, at least I have a Pokemon that can surf now. He stares back at Gyarados, who just seems to be vibing, having a good time. Red has now reached Seafoam Island's central ravine. For a tropical island, it was actually really cold, and Red knows exactly why. Articuno's nearby. He calls out to his team. Okay guys, this time our opponent is the legendary bird, Articuno. If you sense anything, let me know right away. Got it? He also introduces Gyarados, who's happy to meet everyone, but everyone seems a little tense. That's because they aren't scared of Gyarados, but an incoming Muck rushing at Red. Pikachu charges, but Gyarados butts in. Team Rocket has arrived. Articuno is also there, but completely frozen in ice. One Team Rocket member explains that if Articuno senses danger or fighting, it shields itself and encases itself in a thick layer of ice. Red challenges Team Rocket and begins his fight with them. Gyarados also begins his fight with Muck, and suddenly, while fighting, a frightening glare appears in Gyarados' eyes. It's the look from before. Was there still side effects from when it was being experimented on? The fighting causes Gyarados to smash into the ice pillar containing Articuno. Team Rocket takes after the legendary bird, and Red's team tries to join in, but he screams for them to stop. Gyarados is in pain, and they have to help it. Eevee steps forward, remembering the horrible experiments that Team Rocket did, and they all join in to help Gyarados. They attack Muck and try to free him. Team Rocket continues to trap Articuno, but they are no match for the powerful legendary bird. Articuno uses a powerful ice attack and hits the Team Rocket members, even Muck. Gyarados is free. Somehow, it senses Red's kindness with Gyarados and gives it a nod before flying off. Team Rocket ignores Red and chases after Articuno as it flies away from the island. I guess Articuno got away. Well, that's okay. Everybody came together to help our new team member. That's what's most important. And with that, Red heads off for another adventure. Adventure 26, Holy Moltres. Red continues riding Gyarados to the sea when they come across another island, Cinnabar Island. But on the island, trouble is already stirring. Team Rocket is looking for the traitor, Blaine. When Red arrives, he tries to stay hidden as a powerful Pokemon battle is happening. Team Rocket's Gengar and Magnemite are fighting powerful Fire-type Pokemon, Rapidash and Arcanine. But who do they belong to? Flames scatter, and some of them hit Red, causing him to yelp out and be discovered by some grunts. They try to take care of him, but a bald man with sunglasses and a lab coat stops him. Red remembers him from when he was trying to get his badges back from Green by sneaking in and trying to become a part of Team Rocket. This man must be Blaine. The battle continues with Gengar attacking Blaine and his Pokemon. Gyarados has had enough and dashes over the cliff and uses Hydro Pump. Blaine hops on Rapidash and grabs Red. They both take off running away from Team Rocket. They both introduce themselves and the man confirms himself as Blaine and that he was once a scientist for Team Rocket. Before he can continue, flames rush past them. Red uses Poliwrath to put them out, but the flames are just too intense. Suddenly, they are cut off by the legendary bird Pokemon, Moltres. It attacks them relentlessly. Both of them know that they're no match for the legendary bird. As they're dodging its attacks, Red drops the fossil and the man gives him a look. Blaine asks what it is and Red explains how he got it. That gives Blaine an idea and he throws him on Rapidash. I know we just met, Red, but please trust me. He grabs Gyarados and gives him a thumbs up. He asks to borrow it and Rapidash takes off running with Red on him, leaving Blaine and Gyarados behind. The two end up in a strange lab and away from Moltres. Rapidash throws Red on the ground. Red is ticked and confused, questioning Rapidash on what on earth Blaine wants him to do. Rapidash throws a book that reads, Pokemon Fossil Revivification. Upon reconstruction of the Pokemon fossil restoration of the original to life, no way. Red takes the fossil and pushes it into the machine. After pressing down the lever, the fossil flashes and cracks. A Pokemon is reborn. It smiles at Red and carries him out of the lab and into the sky. That's where he sees Blaine and Gyarados on their last legs still fighting Moltres. Red and his new Pokemon swoop in and attack Moltres. It screeches out and Red picks up Blaine. Sorry I'm late, he laughs. The fossil Pokemon charges up another attack and with one more powerful hit, Moltres is defeated and returns to Team Rocket. Once things have settled, Blaine explains to Red that the bioweapon he helped Team Rocket create is extremely dangerous and must be defeated and destroyed. Beyond the sea, they reach Pallet Town, and the two decide to split off. In Saffron City, a young girl is wearing Team Rocket's outfit. She sits quietly in the building that belongs to Team Rocket. The man that Red had met earlier is sitting, laughing, with 3 Pokeballs behind him, each containing the legendary birds Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Green has been very busy trying to sneak into the city, but she keeps getting tossed out. Looks like she's going to need a little help from our hero, Red, once more. Our final adventure today is Adventure 27, Calling Kadabra. On the south entrance of Saffron City, Blue is trying to get inside the city, but is being denied access. He uses Charizard to fly over instead. That's when he sees a young girl flying on her Jigglypuff, trying to do the same, but wearing a strange device. She yells out trying to warn Blue, but it's too late. He smacks into an invisible wall, almost knocking him out of the sky. And then he tries to use Flamethrower, but that doesn't work either. The girl, who we now know of course is Green, says that the barrier is being formed by a powerful psychic Pokemon. Green asks Blue if she wants to team up. As they fly away overhead, Blue remains quiet and the two fly off trying to create a plan to get inside the city. Back on the Sea Route 21, Red is almost home to Pallet Town. He can't wait to see everybody and see how everyone's doing, especially Professor Oak. When he arrives, he notices that the town is completely quiet and he's not sure what's going on. He makes it to Oak's lab when he notices Oak is just standing there with his back turned. He tries to tell him how the Pokédex is coming along and that he can't get into Saffron City, but he's still just quiet. That's when Oak rushes around and attacks Red with a metal pipe? Red rushes around and tries to get Ivysaur to stop him, but he's hit. This is the work of psychic powers. A horrible sound pierces the air and Red covers his ears. Ivysaur manages to trap the imposter Oak, and a young girl floats above Red. The imposter Oak turns into the Pokemon Kadabra. You've been quite the nuisance for some time now. Consider this a courtesy call. If you want to save Professor Oak and the citizens of Pallet Town, come to Saffron City. That's right, the entire town had been kidnapped by this girl and Team Rocket. Red tries to attack her, but she completely vanishes, leaving Red in Oak's destroyed lab. As Red rushes outside, he sees Blue flying on his Charizard. Blue, something terrible's happened to Pallet Town. He cries. Blue explains the situation to Red, that Saffron City is covered in a barrier and no one can get in. The two look into each other's eyes. The final battle between our two forces is about to begin. And that is going to be today's adventures. So let's once again talk about the crazy adventures that happened this time around. We got to see Giovanni, and I wish that we had gotten to see more interactions between Giovanni and Red. I know that's coming. Obviously, he's the leader of Team Rocket, but I kind of wanted to see more of like how they met in the cave, looking for the fossils and kind of getting to know each other more. Obviously, too, we could see that Giovanni was evil and he was planning something, but still, I wish we had gotten a little bit more interaction there. Also, I want to say, too, Dragonite is like my second favorite Pokemon, and I really wish that Red had caught Dragonite. Oh, it would have been so cool. Can you imagine a giant Dragonite? At that point, though, it would have made its team like overpowered, so I see why that didn't really happen, but it still would have been cool. The 3 legendary birds being kidnapped and completely captured by Team Rocket is pretty crazy, so not only now do we have to go up Team Rocket, we also have to go up the 3 legendary birds too, making them not so average from the Team Rocket that we're used to in the game, so that's pretty crazy. I'm really excited to see like what else Team Rocket's gonna do. They've got gym leaders on their team, so it's gonna really be like a gym leader versus gym leader type of battle along with red, green, and blue, so that's pretty exciting. Also, the whole town of Pallet being kidnapped is crazy. We also get to see where like Imposter Oak comes from, so it's really cool that Imposter Oak was in the manga. But anyway, I can't wait to see red and blue and green team up with their fully evolved Pokemon and save the day against Team Rocket. So thank you all so much for watching today's episode. I really appreciate the support. I may be taking a little bit of a break for next week just because that is the ending of the 2nd book in the series. We're actually, I think that officially puts us halfway through the Red arc. So yeah, we're just kind of moving along. But if I do wind up taking a break, I'm not sure if I will. There will not be an episode that Monday, but you can expect more episodes of the Pokemon Adventure series coming up soon. So until then, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all next time with more Siezaboo's Manga Talk. Until then, peace out. Bye.